Johnny's Bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's Bite.
Johnny's Bite. Johnny's Bite. Johnny's Bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as.
Bismillahir Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Thursday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. This morning, I am going to do a few throwback videos on a conversation about jobs, because this morning on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we are not being told about nurses. We are being told about teachers. 10,000 certified teachers, they are leaving to go and work abroad. 10,000 of them are leaving to go and work abroad. We'll discuss this. You remember I showed you something from the airport and told you how nurses were leaving and how the Registered Nurses and Midwives Association boss, Perpetual, was worried about. And I keep telling you how the young people of this country are leaving. And I keep asking the question, what is America doing for our young people? That's why they are leaving. What is UK doing for young people? That's why they are leaving. What is Canada doing for young people? That's why they're leaving. France, you can add the countries. And then you mirror that to those who have run away from the country, who are so blinded by partisan politics that they will sit there and try to describe for us what is happening here, what situation we find ourselves in. Now, yesterday, I made a comment about the Bank of Ghana. And I insisted that it was not in the place of the head of security. And I'm told he's not happy that I said he's a security man. You have to be a security man to be the head of the department. I am a media man. Somebody is a businessman. Somebody is a teacher man, as the Rasta people would say. So it was not a mark of disrespect or with malice. It's the head of security. And I said it was not in the place of the head of security to go out there to receive the petition. Dr. Dufour has just confirmed what I did. He's a former governor of the Bank of Ghana. He didn't declare those losses that are being declared today. He has spoken. He said it is the secretary of the bank who is the face of the bank who should have come out to receive that petition with a team to explain that this is our tradition here. When you decide that you put yourself in the line of fire in a politically exposed manner, the politicians will dig at you, will take a dig at you. So you have Honorable Sam George call a whole wing commander a watchman. Quite unfortunate. I asked him to apologize yesterday. He said he won't apologize. That is him. But when you decide to put yourself in the line of a matter that is so politically connected, because the demonstration that happened, they are fighting for Ghanaians, but there are also political motivation. You can't take that away. It is the minority side in parliament. And yesterday I saw a video on Onia TV's Instagram page and TikTok page that Honorable Harun Idrisi was present at the Bank of Ghana demonstration. You know, there's the ECOWAS parliament happening, but he was present at the demonstration. Anyway, let's listen to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, shall we?
I was expecting that
the secretary and the team will be there to receive the minority, the leaders of the protest. Because the secretary is the face of the bank. And the secretary would have explained to them, I'm here to receive this on behalf of the governors. I'm the secretary. That's our tradition. That would have calmed them down. But for them to meet head of a security, this was a security issue. It's very important. Security is so important in any environment, and so the central bank. But this particular issue is a petition. What's a petition? Communication.
All right.
A petition is what? A formal written request asking you to do something, isn't it? So how do you bring in head of security to deal with the communication issue?
That was Dr. Dufour. He's a former governor of the Bank of Ghana, former finance minister. Well, he had hoped to be the flag bearer of the NDC, but it didn't happen. Now, the governor of the Bank of Ghana is reported to have said that the members of parliament had many avenues, or they knew the avenues that they could have used to channel their grievances to the central bank and to him particularly, but they decided to choose the way of demonstrations like hooligans on the streets. So if the governor of the Bank of Ghana, I'm hoping he didn't say that, but if the governor of the Bank of Ghana had said that, it means that then he was likening the honorable members of parliament, including the leadership, including PhD holders, etc., right? Including PhD holders, that he was likening them to hooligans on the streets. Now, yesterday, Sam George was here in this studio and told us that the Bank of Ghana governor had been invited up to some 14 times or so, and he has only responded to the call 2 times, and that in most of the cases, it was his deputies that appeared before the committee in parliament. So exactly what was the governor of the Bank of Ghana saying? And I'm saying if he indeed said that and likened the members of parliament to hooligans, it's quite disrespectful, very, very disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful to begin with. Some say, oh, he's drawing the inspiration from those who suggested him for appointment and all of that, and those who he engages on a daily basis to do his work at the Bank of Ghana, and that he will not resign. In other jurisdictions and in other central banks, as is the tradition, as Dr. Dufour said, as is the tradition, the secretary of the bank is the face of the bank, etc., and all of that. And if anybody supervises such huge losses, if I were him, I would have resigned a long time ago. Because for my name to be, I love my name, for my name to be dragged, I'm not too sure I will do that. So let the governor of the Bank of Ghana know that is first of all a servant, an employee of the people. And the minority side represents half of the people of Ghana. Because if you check the electoral record, the NDC will have some 6 million votes as of the last election. The NPP will have some 6 million of the total votes. So that's half. And then there's those in the middle who will always tilt the pendulum in whoever's favor. So the governor of the Bank of Ghana should know that if he said that the members of parliament and the civil society organizations, or the doctors, or the lawyers, or the engineers, or the students, or the ordinary Ghanaians of the republic who went on that walk, he likened them to hooligans on the streets. It has a ripple effect. It has consequences. Now, let's talk about jobs. Because I said on the front page here and on many other newspapers, 10,000 teachers have been certified to leave. 10,000 of them. And you know, sometimes you are tempted to justify why they are leaving. Because see, you're done with your nursing training. A whole lot of noise is made about nursing training allowances cancelled by somebody, restored by another, quota system here, this, there. We politicize all of it. The people finish, and then they are asked to go through licensure exam, do this, do that, do that. And then when they finish, they go and sit at home. There are no jobs. It happens to teachers. It happens to nurses. I've spoken about physician assistants here. I've spoken about anesthetics here. I've spoken about too many groupings of individuals, young people particularly, who are qualified, who have satisfied all the requirements meant to give them jobs in their homeland, in their motherland, but they don't have the jobs. But listen to what was said to us in the past. Today's stars they were throwing back. Listen to.
Going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs. This is the economy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the economy is going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs. This is the economy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and
na say juma asala ye kan new patriotic party programs are ye die gu ho no ebedu baabi no ye be kran kofo afiama no ne no ma be ye juma wo Ghana.
You see, that is something that's a misconception, because if the farmer is harvesting 10 bags of maize, for instance, for every acre, and then just by changing the seed, he's able, and applying the fertilizer, is able to do 30 bags, trebling his output. Obviously, you need more hands to maintain, apply the fertilizers and so on, which most of them, first time they are doing it, and generating other chores on the farm, like when it comes to harvesting, carriage, handling, processing, and all that. That is where the job creation is. So you may have the same number of farmers doing the same acreages, but because of the increased productivity, it generates jobs. And when people say, oh, by the same acreages and the same farmers, the difference is that you are introducing technology, which enables productivity to double, to treble, to quadruple, even to go up 10 times. And that in itself, down the line, generates jobs for idle hands in the rural economy.
So have you been able to put a figure to how much additional jobs?
So we targeted to create 750,000 jobs with the 200,000 farmers. And I'm glad to say that when we've done the calculation, we came very close to 745,000 jobs created in the rural areas. I've met taxi drivers, former taxi drivers in Accra who are farming rice in Dawinya. I've met university dropouts who walk in the streets of Accra who are farming rice in Dawinya. I mean, and I can give you many, many examples like that, which really confirms what we are saying, that agriculture is taking a totally different outlook.
you know, whatever you do as impact on jobs, how many jobs have you created? All of what has happened. How many jobs do we? Because unemployment was a big problem. I'm happy to see that the date, and I mean hard date, shows that in the last 6 years we have created 2.1 million jobs. 2.1 million jobs. We have recruited nurses. Even under COVID, we had to do special 54,000 nurses recruited doctors and other healthcare workers, teachers, police officers, and many in the public sector. The public sector alone, in the last 6 years, we recruited 1.2 million public sector. The state data shows that in the private sector, we recruited 975,000. The two makes 2.1 million. The records, ladies and gentlemen, that are available show that notwithstanding the challenges, our government has created more jobs than any other government since the war.
We have created more jobs than any other government since Nkrumah. 2.1 million jobs. Before that, you heard the former Greek minister talking about some 745,000 jobs that were created in the first year of planting for food and jobs alone. Before him, you heard Mr. John Boydu, former general secretary of the NPP, saying that because of the policies, and it was talking about planting for food and jobs, 1 district, 1 factory, 1 village, 1 dam, 1 million, 1 constituency, etc. We're going to get people now, we're going to import labor into this country to come and work. And then you heard the vice president that the economy will grow and grow and grow, and there will be jobs and jobs and jobs and jobs. So let's assume that all of this that was fed us is correct and accurate, and that every condition has been met, and all the boxes have been ticked. Why are the young people running away? Because Dr. Bawumia mentioned teachers. He mentioned nurses. Today, we're not talking about nurses. We're talking about teachers. We're busy talking about expansion. We're talking about STEM. We're talking about all those things. Yes, we don't have textbooks for the children. Yes, we sometimes keep them hungry. We can't feed them. Yes, some still sit under trees. And those figures, if they are put out by Africa Education Watch or Child Rights International, we come quickly to come and contest them. But when they are fact-checked, you see that they were indeed true. So if we have created 2.1 million jobs, where are the jobs? And you see, when Dr. Bawumia says that, oh, we have created 2.1 million jobs is the biggest number or the biggest figure since independence. The biggest figure since independence. You ask yourself the question, at independence, what was our population size? During Buzier's time, what was our population size? During President Akufo-Addo's father's time, what was the population size? Then you drill down all the way to Jerry Rawlings, to Atta Mills, to John Mahama, and to him himself. You go to Liman's regime, etc., the military regime. What were the population size at every standpoint? And then you ask yourself that if you, for example, generate 2 million jobs, as you claim, with a population of about 30 million, what percentage would that represent? And if at the beginning of things, we had just about 10 million people, 5 million, 7 million people, and jobs were created maybe 1 million, what percentage does that represent? Because the 10% of 100 is not the same as 10% of 200. There's a difference. There's a difference. A big difference. If the jobs are there, why are the people running away? And Dr. Efri Akoto said that the NPP is not in a good place. The morale in the party is very low. The party is not in a good place to break the 8. He was the same one who was telling us that the opportunities are being created for young people. And now he says that the morale in the party is low and that the NPP is not in a good place to break the 8. And the quote is there with, it says, it is clear to me that morale is very low. The expectations of our activists around the country for a far better life has not been realized. So the NPP is not in a good place to contest to retain power next year. Dr. Efri Akoto said in an interview, he said, I have very clear understanding, but he said the expectations of the people for a better life has not been realized. A few months ago when he came and I interviewed him, he disagreed with this point I raised. A few months down the line, when the showdown is happening and money is going left, right, center, and he's advising people not to be swayed by money, because if money were not going left, right, center, he wouldn't have cause to say those things. He is now agreeing with what I said. So was he saying it because he was in government at the time and he was serving as a cabinet minister? And is he saying it now, agreeing with what I said, which resonates with the masses, so to win the votes of the delegates on November 4, Ajana 1, Ajana 2? I'll play my last video for you. Play Chairman Wuntumi's video for me. And Chairman Wuntumi is the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NPP. It is the regional chairman, of the NPP, in the stronghold of the NPP. He put out information yesterday, which I think the Ghana Police Service must be interested, because since my colleague Ahmed Swale was gruesomely murdered, we have not concluded that matter. And yet when we talk about press freedom, the government says, shut up, there's press freedom. Ahmed Swale was murdered in cold blood, even when he was under witness protection in this country, under a human rights lawyer. The Ghana police has not concluded it. The Ghana police has not invited Kennedy Ejapong, who wants to be president. Now, Chairman Wuntumi says, if you threaten me again, I will let the police arrest you because of you said the similar things about Ahmed Swale and others, and they are dead. Who are the others that Mr. Kennedy Japan spoke about who are dead? What does Wontumi know? The police must invite him to come and say. Did they conspire to kill? Have they killed? We need to bring closure to the matter. Listen to the video. Have a good morning.
Onyankopon before dia mame Onyankopon ni nipa ni mu yi ena mi swai se min ka bibia mfantia wo ana min ka bibia so mfantia MPP ade bia meye ya yi bia ne se meye ade a ebeye nkoso e de aba na masra wo se o kasa wo ka ne ade bi obi eye bia no enu ntumi nsel na mo wa wo kasa wo ka obi agimi manumi ho se me wo MPP manumi ho se me wo MPP mo ye nkwasiafo kwan a wo fa so a wo de kasa mechrew ye show down ene ade no ene mane ntwa sanya sa na wo trete mi bie wa meme ya chew aya futuo ena me de ma because why sa ma Ahmed Sure emoni ade so ali asa hwan no omuni wiase bio enti dia mesra wo ya yini say free na koi emano anya sa ana sa wodwen say wobetima ye bibia so a anka aya no cross 2020 no so sa Ashanti na anya ade a central region so say na city central region so na chama wontumi wo ho na mini ho enti dia mesra wo ne say Kennedy kan dia wobetimi aye na kan dia wobetimi aye na sawutimi afiri na ene da ya no aye on the 4th enti aka exactly 1 month na
Johnny's Bite. Johnny's Bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way